Hey Libra Scorpios, welcome into your astrology tarot reading for April 2025. I thank you so much for being here as patrons. I truly appreciate your love and support as always. And I do hope that these messages serve you well when they are meant to, okay? Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, my ascended ancestors, and all holy angels, thank you for aligning with me in this moment to clarify what cosmic influences might be guiding, supporting, and assisting, influencing Libra Scorpio cusp energies and placements at the time. You got Leo, self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. Passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So fifth house is ruled as Leo in its natural energy. And mutable. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces with the sun at the bottom. Self-express and embodied truth. Okay. So for the next astrological year here, what I'm getting right off the bat, Libra Scorpio, is Gemini season, which will be here before we know it. Okay. Mid-May to mid-June. Virgo season, which I believe... what's that, mid-August to mid-September? Yeah. Sag season, mid-November to mid-December. And then the season we just kind of moved through, Pisces season, okay? Those might be very, very critical and crucial times for you when it comes to having to express your self-confidence, having loyalty to something, Libra Scorpio, or showcasing some form of creativity, something that you're very passionate about, something that brings a lot of playful energy out of you, something that keeps you tethered or connected to your inner child, okay? Your ability to creatively problem solve for some of you guys, to be able to go with the flow in a creative way, mutable, surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change, could lead you to a higher octave, like a higher expression, a higher energy, a higher frequency. Okay, so this is about elevation for you. I don't know. I've been getting these yearly kind of projections forward for some of the cusp energies I've been doing. So just keep that in mind, that these messages are always here for you guys as long as you are patrons. And you can cycle through them, return back to them whenever you feel called to, or maybe feel like you need a little extra guidance in any moment, okay? Because this is all timeless energy, although it is for your April 2025. This is when we're doing it, okay? I know I don't have to explain that, but sometimes I feel like I got to touch on it, because I think sometimes when you are connected to tarot, or utilizing tarot as a tool, you know, that piece of it, the fact that the energy is fluid and, you know, time is man-made. So I'm pulling on something that will be relevant for you at any given moment. Keep that in the forefront of the mind, okay? And I love you guys so very much. Again, I thank you for your love and support. But let's get into this. A lot of Leo sun. I mean, 3 Leo energies, right? The sun, typically Leo in the major arcana. Leo showing up in that 5th house. Which tells me that this is maybe the year or a moment of focus in your solar plexus. Okay? Keep wanting to say year too, yeah. Clarify this Leo energy. How is Leo energy supporting Libra Scorpios right now? Maybe you have Leo heavily in your chart and a lot of mutable energy, or Leo, maybe your 5th house is a mutable sign, okay? You could be a sun in Leo tuning in here. You got the 5 of Cups. Staying loyal despite the disappointments and the lets downs, like not giving up on some sort of creative force that's trying to flow through you. The Alchemist, Temperance energy, yeah. Stretching your faith. Maybe you've gone through some spiritual growth here. that has led to a higher level of confidence in your ability to be mutable, which is Sag energy right there, right? Your ability to surrender and become fluid when needed and welcome change when needed, right? Probably in aid, that scorpionic energy you hold helps you out with that. That 5 of Cups. I want to say that's scorpionic. Yeah, there you go. So you could have Scorpio. Well, clearly you have Scorpio in your chart and your sun, but the 4 of Swords. But your scorpionic energy could be really strong in your chart, okay? Empress energy. I'm hearing rest assured. Something will work out. Yeah, I would just say in this season, in this moment in time, whenever you're watching this, okay, stay loyal to your creativity. Above all else, stay loyal to your creativity. You've got the moon, yeah. What's hidden? What's hidden in the moon? Well, what's being illuminated? You know why? That's another thing. I know the moon is, well, you know what? I don't know, y'all. I feel like I can talk to you, Libra Scorpio, about this, okay? I know I don't normally go off on these tangents, but the moon is believed in this moment in time, right, to not be a self-illuminating source, right? That it gains its illumination, or we gain visibility of the moon from the mirror or reflection of the sun. I am not saying that's not true, but there's been a lot of downloads I've been getting about the moon being a luminary, like has luminosity to it despite the sun, without the sun, regardless of the sun. So there's something there about that luminosity. The sun is already here, right? Which could be a symbol of success, joy. Let me make sure I got everybody on camera here. Yeah. Could be a symbol of success and joy. But there's something about that moon. That moon, I don't know, the moon has luminosity. I'm hearing your soul light. Your soul light. So Hermit energy. Emperor. So we've seen the Empress and now the Emperor's here. With the 5 of Swords, yeah. You know what? I think it could be something about the patriarchy. Something about the patriarchy or a patriarchal viewpoint that you might have believed in, subscribed to, identified with is maybe shifting and changing. And I know that seems pretty broad and kind of like, what? But yeah, the Chariot with the Ace of Coins. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like you're in alignment with a different train of thought. And the sun coming back out to confirm you're in alignment with a different train of thought. Something that activates a little bit more of a truth in you. Embody truth. Self-express and embody truth. Yeah, it's almost like the moon's like, I can make an emperor move too. It's not, I don't, okay. So maybe you're learning energies and lessons around interdependence, Libra Scorpio. Coming out of codependency, which is in alignment with the collective conscious energy right now. So trust that. You can rest in that alignment, okay? You're right where you need to be, Libra Scorpio, but it feels like, no, this, maybe your moon is in Aries, maybe your moon is in a fiery energy. You could have moon in Leo, okay? Moon in Cancer or Leo, or on the cusp of Cancer and Leo with the Chariot and the Sun here. But, yeah, what's this? Yeah, the Queen of Cups in reverse. Right, I'm not soft. And there's something about that. Maybe you feel a bit tested and tried this month. Something could come into that kind of gets you in this, like, I can be the emperor too. Like, yes, I'm the moon. Yes, maybe you identify more as a feminine energy regardless of your gender. Yes, I'm all of that. But I can also make executive decisions if need be. So there's some sort of masculine principle that's activating either within you or around you, activated by you, the illuminary. Yeah, you could definitely be the moon in this read. That's activating some sort of emperor energy. Again, it's rather, it might be internal with the sun energy for maybe majority of y'all, but for some of y'all, you're activating something in a masculine energy around you. I can't make it up, awakening something. You maybe bring out the inner child in someone. What's the energy between the 5th house and mutable? 9 of Wands. Okay, so your 5th house could be Sagittarius energy. Doesn't necessarily have to be to resonate with this, but take it only if it does, okay? Pluto could be in your 5th house as well. Pluto could be having some sort of conjunction with your 5th house or your sun. Your sun could be in your 5th house, but you got the 9 of coins. 2 9s back to back tells me that this is about you. Okay. So I think that there's a higher integration happening here between the masculine and feminine principles within you, Libra, Scorpio, this season, being supported by the cosmic alignments right now. For you to awaken the sun, awaken the masculine in you, the yang in you, after maybe being in a period of yin. Because interestingly enough, right, there's two leopards, I want to call them, and a crab under the moon. Page of Wands with the 3 of Swords. Yeah, I just feel like you're not to be played with in this season. And that's being seen, or someone's awakening to that. Clarify this mutable energy. The 9 of Coins back out. Yeah, you don't need, I'm independent. I feel like it's coming from this moon. The moon's like, I'm independent. I can make moves too. I'm in harmony with the sun, but I'm not completely dependent on the sun. I still exist without the sun. And that's truth. Even if the sun, let's say the moon isn't a luminary, even if the sun didn't shine on it, it would still exist, right? Or would it? I don't know. Maybe I'm putting my tinfoil hat on. Maybe you're a tinfoil hat wearer too, Libra, Scorpio. For those of you that don't know what that means, someone who leans on the side of conspiracy theories or doesn't really trust the indoctrination of what we know world history to be. Okay? Some of you could be history buffs. Don't necessarily have to be. But the Queen of Swords, yeah. I could do bad all by myself. I can make decisions. I can charge forward. It's like the moon's like, I can be logical too. I'm not just all emotional. I'm hearing the sun's more emotional than me. Yeah, it's like there's definitely some sort of like, anything you can do, I can do better type of energy. I don't know. Maybe that's coming from a wounded space with Chiron here. Okay. Maybe because you've had to do for self, Libra, Scorpio, in so many instances. You're not afraid to remind people of that. You're not afraid to stand in that. You're not afraid to stand on your own. It's almost as if people around you better start recognizing just how much you do out of the kindness of your heart, or just how much you do from a space of service or a space of integrity or reverence or respect, or just genuine kind of from a genuine space. Don't take that for granted. Maybe this is something you're realizing. Maybe you're the emperor in this situation, okay? And there's some sort of moon energy around you that's like, hey, you know what I mean? I can make my own moves now. I'm here because I want to be, not because I have to be. Let's put some respect. Yeah, put some respect on the moon for a little bit, for a little moment, okay? Yeah, 9 of Coins with the Queen of Swords. I'm capable of making sound and logical choices. I have savvy. Yeah, I think this could even be a perception shift. Maybe even with Neptune moving into Aries, somebody might be seeing you in a new way, or you might be seeing somebody in a new way. Somebody could be showing up differently too. You or someone connected to you, okay? Ten of Cups. Definitely maybe within family. Yeah. Look. We don't have to be in this Ten of Cups energy. I could go down to the Nine of Cups. I still will have my 9 cups. Yeah, it's something about this moon. This moon is like, oh no. I could be the Emperor. I could be the Queen of Swords. I can do that. Let's not. And maybe I think that could be it. This Emperor could be going through an awakening. So maybe it is the Emperor that's also like, I can still be the Emperor and tethered to my moon. I don't have to disconnect from my feminine force, my creativity, my ability to surrender and flow and do well with change. I can do that and still be the Emperor. 2 of Cups, yeah. So this is either about the dynamic between you and yourself or you and somebody for sure here. Got the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, the 10 of Wands with the 4 of Coins, and the Fool energy at the bottom. I think this is something that's evolving within you, Libra, Scorpio. You are learning how to, and this is my belief, okay? You're learning how to drive the chariot. In order to truly keep that chariot energy in alignment, you have to master the moon and the sun within you. You have to know when to pull which one. You have to know when they need to work together, when they maybe need a little time apart, when they need to be isolated. Like, you have to learn that flow and that rhythm within yourself. And I think this is something that you're stepping into in this month. And I do feel like that's happening because you're reconnecting with something from your childhood. Okay, especially with the 6 of Cups, something is bringing about a strong energy of nostalgia for you so that you reconnect with that balance or reintroduce your inner child to your present self. So there's something about that. Like, your inner child might have been trapped in a moment, trapped in some sort of pain here, trapped in an abandonment wound. That could come up as well. Maybe through Venus's retrograde, you've learned, or you've had that revealed to you, the wounds that you still carry from being something about being abandoned. Okay. And I don't mean to trigger and talk bluntly about this, but I'm pointing to it so that you can look at it deeper and face it within the self, okay? But I think it's time to let that go with the 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's been blocking your heart chakra for long enough. And I'm even just now noticing, I haven't used this deck consistently in a while, but I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like the part of that tower is crumbling. So maybe what you might find yourself needing to be fluid and surrender to is that where you are, yes, it might not be where you want to be, or it isn't a reflection of all that you're meant to be or meant to have. But don't hold on to something that's crumbling or that you see the signs isn't necessarily working just for the sake of nostalgia, maybe even. Like, I feel like this could go 2 ways. Some of you are being put in a position to let go of some form of nostalgia or some form of loyalty to nostalgia, okay? And that's causing you to show up differently. Either way, you're showing up differently, but some of you, this is letting go of loyalty to a nostalgic thing, idea, belief, dynamic, okay? Others of you, it's letting go the wounds that maybe this dynamic created in some way, shape, or form. And learning how to surrender when, learning how to surrender when need to for the sake of the 10 of Cups. Like, learning how to pick your battles. Learning how to pick your battles. And that is a lifelong lesson, okay? Sometimes people can master it sooner than others, but give yourself the room and space to master it in your own timing. But that's what this feels like, learning how to pick your battles. A lot can be solved and remedied by getting into your inner child, getting into a more playful space, okay? Recognizing when a wounded inner child is showing up within you could also be a big theme for the month or the moment. Yeah. Speaking of, let's get your archetypes, okay? Because I think that's kind of the gist of it. Let me get a little water. All right. What archetypes would support Libra Scorpio in this integration process between the moon and the sun? Thank you. The Sage. Okay. 43 breaking down into a 7. Preparedness, preparation, completion. Yeah, I think that there is a wisdom that is growing within you due to some sort of spiritual growth that has reconnected you to your inner child or given you access to that innocence within yourself again. Because when you have access to your own innocence, you then unlock access to everyone's innocence in a way. When it's hard to see yourself as an innocent soul or someone who's learning and growing, it's hard to see that in other people. So your expectations of yourself become the expectations of others, and that often leads to a lot of mismatches or a lot of tension or, dysregulation in some way, because not everybody has the same standards for their self. Not everybody has the same expectations out of themselves. So there's a need to maybe manage expectations as much as possible this month. Yeah, Democrat, exactly. Not just in the service of you, but in the service of all. And I think reclaiming some part of your innocence, knowing when to apply innocence to a situation is what can kind of keep you in this 10 of Cups or keep you in that Chariot. Because again, I'm a firm believer that you have, in order for that Chariot to move, you got to have the sun and the moon kind of mastered within the self or on your team or in sync within you, because it can get out of sync, whatever. Okay, the storyteller, right? Some of you have to be careful of not reading too deeply between the lines of something, like creating a narrative that doesn't exist about a certain situation or feeling or taking something personal. That's what it is. You might have to fight taking something personal. Yeah, the Liberator, which I believe would be Libra energy, but that looks a little dry. Let's pull a little more. Maybe there's something else that wants to be said. What other archetypes would support Libra Scorpio? Yeah, the Healer. Yeah, this is definitely something that's healing within you. Okay. You, I think, too, maybe have learned how to heal yourself to a certain extent. That's also aiding in this 10 of Cups dynamic. Can I get one more for Libra Scorpio for April? Thank you, the Jester. Jester. It's the same thing with like oyster and oyster. I don't know how I say it. I mean, I know how I say it, but I don't know the right way to say it, maybe. I'll have to Google that. Jester. English, It's a complicated thing. Let's talk about it, though. Yeah, I think that's that playful energy. So this spirit of playfulness is really, really strong for you in April, okay? Maybe getting into or again reclaiming that access or re-accessing some sort of playful childlike spirit within yourself. Definitely around maybe some form of abandonment energy or family dynamic can help you step into that democratic space, really help you level yourself out and kind of be the Libra that you are, the balance that you are, okay? Bring about some form of justice to yourself. I think this is with the 9s, very inward focus, okay? But inward focus because it's time for you to show up externally or in some sort of dynamic in a different way. So there's a lot of growth that's happening here for you in April, which I love to see. Let's learn a little bit more quite quickly if I can. Okay, and then we'll close this out. All right, the Sage says to listen well as you're being given the help and the knowledge you require, Libra Scorpio. It's not just in the form you are seeking. Also, open yourself to your inner sage, as here also lays the way best attuned to your most authentic path forward. You may find great benefit in taking time out for yourself, retreating from a situation, or even going on a holiday or a short trip. The sage retreats to a place where they can absorb the learnings made on journeys undertaken. They are ready for the seekers who will open their hearts and minds to the possibilities that come from a willingness to live in truth. So who or what can you turn to for advice, and why do you honor their wisdom? The sage. So maybe there's an important Leo figure in your life that you want to connect with, talk to, or that's a part of this 10 of Cups type of dynamic that you're healing and growing through. This is Sagittarius energy, of course, okay? So keep that in mind. And again, 43 breaks down into a 7. Let's talk about the Democrat. Many of us believe that we are being fair and just, but it's simply our beliefs and our filters that make us feel somehow righteous. Seek balance and create greater focus on equality in what you are doing by silencing your inner voice and personal views for a moment. Is this really fair, and does it take into account longer-term possibilities, not only for others, but also yourself? The Democrat acknowledges outside influences as relevant to them, even if they do not agree with them. They will clear space to listen, to observe and understand the needs, positions, and goals of other people and institutions. So it's not just about me. What and who is it that I need to make space for in my life? And again, this is Libra energy showing up. Okay, so again, I think that what you need to make space for, or what Spirit is trying to guide you to make space for, is that playful energy, that inner child energy. Again, reconnecting with some form of innocence is crucial for you this month, so that you can maintain a certain healthy perspective of the innocence of others. Okay, I don't know. Because that same innocence that you're holding on to or seeking within yourself exists in others as well. But it might take a little bit of listening, a little bit of trusting, a little bit of surrender to get there or see it, okay? And then we've got the storyteller. Be aware of fact, fiction, and myth in accounts as the mist are folding in at the moment to blur the lines. Someone may be more than a little deceptive in their actions and motives. Mind you, there are positive notes to storytelling, and you may find that living out a mythical daydream in some way enriches life right now. The storyteller lives for the passion of painting with words. They will entwine you in their drama, but also in their magic, while making some sort of sense, lesson, or memorable moment in the mundane. So what story are you living or telling yourself, and how does it make you feel? This is Leo energy, the storyteller. I think that there is a level of trust, or a layer of trust, that has to kind of regrow here, Libra Scorpio, whether with yourself or within some sort of dynamic you're a part of. And it could be because of past lies or half-truths that were told, or you picking up on some sort of deception, and or there could be an automatic subconscious belief that people are being deceptive with you when they really might not be. So again, be mindful of how that Chiron energy or the wounds of deceptions from the past might be playing out in a particular dynamic this month for you. Okay. Again, Leo energy. 31 breaks down into a 4 and 6. The healer says that often damage occurs through neglect of the smaller wounds that could have been easily attended to. And that could be what's showing up. A small wound, something that you maybe kept to yourself, let go, let slide, that might get reactivated. So it's going to amplify even more because you've been feeling a type of way for some time. So this might be a lesson in speaking up on how you feel, Queen of Swords, in the moment, nipping things in the bud in the moment, and not letting it fester into some form of resentment, okay? That could be what's healing. A careless statement, a hurtful action, or the ignored physical wound. Be mindful of the whole and the tiny ripples that often go on to create big waves. Caution is indicated, as well as the need to take a little more time. The healer does not always involve themselves in the mending of great illness or terrible conflict. It's the daily practice of stability. A nudge here and there, immediate, watchful dedication to the small things because they require attention. So that's that Queen of Swords and the Nine of Coins, which is Virgo energy, which is also this card's energy. Nip it in the bud. Start practicing nipping it in the bud immediately. Speaking on how you feel in a very eloquent, loving with the Ten of Cups, harmonious way. But don't let things fester anymore. Don't hold it in. Don't let it slide. Don't turn your cheek to the left or right or turn a blind eye, because it's going to create and cause a bigger wave of emotion, a bigger wave of outpour, maybe that might be disproportionate to what's happening. Okay? So you are sharpening your Queen of Swords energy this month for sure. And the gesture, whatever you say, says that try lightening up your approach, exactly, while maintaining enthusiasm for the situation you're currently in. Or, if this is not possible, tread more gently with kindness as your guide. Don't take the actions of others too seriously. Don't take it personal, okay? As behaviors and what is happening in the immediate moment are transient and not true of the whole outlook. The jester lives in the moment and is entertaining, enthusiastic, and usually kind-hearted. They use humor as a means to convey their feelings and communicate, while also appearing to be young at heart. Some of you might be parents here. It might be dealing with a child that's like testing your patience a little bit. Meeting them child to child, like being serious, saying whatever sort of boundary or expectation you have or rule they need to follow or whatever behavioral pattern needs to kind of be addressed within them, like addressing it, but from that like two kids on a playground type of way, so that they feel a little bit more connected to you and seen by you and understood by you, as opposed to that kind of authoritarian, I'm parent, so do as I say. It's like that might not work in this situation, and that could be what's building up this kind of resentment. Maybe not even just in you, maybe even also in this child. Again, I'm no psychologist, I'm not in this area, but this is just what's coming through for anybody who might need it in the moment. Take it if it's for you, leave it if it's not, all right? But this is Gemini energy. Maybe you have a Gemini child that you're dealing with, okay? I really do hope that these messages do serve you well, though, Libra, Scorpio, throughout the month of April and beyond. I love you all so very much again, and I thank you for being here and tuning in and being a patron. And I'll see you in our next one, all right? Love you lots. Namaste.